what is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the third album by Scottish DJ and record producer Calvin Harris. Based this particular project is called by Scottish DJ and record producer Calvin Harris. Based this particular project is called 18 Months, and it came out in the fall of 2012. Now, within Ferris Butt here, as far as who's pitching an album within the excellent type of appeal, this is an album that was a pretty large spread type deal throughout the early 2010s and 2010s in general. Pitch like that, some hit type aspects. Calvin Harris was an excellent alternative to David Guetta back in those particular days, like to come up with kind of EDM, kind of flourishing and pitch like that. Definitely within like the product of a series, these type ones within some good type phrase. If you remember like some songs from like the early 2010s pitch like that, like some of these type ones like We Found Love and Bounce and Feel So Close and some of the ones like that within those sorts of pitches. If you did you can't quite recount his full bounce on the pitches of not knowing within the EDM type fray within pitch. This was a pretty solitary type folk that there was a good likelihood that it might have been from him within pitch like that. He was one of the more main spread type ones. This album was a large deal in terms of like collecting accolades. It's got to 8 singles, so it was up there along this particular album along with Nothing But the Beat by David Guetta, which came out in the summer of 2011. Pitch like that had some hit type appeals. That these were just some rampant type ones that really had the aspect of just that central type sound that lasted from pretty much probably about late 2000s, 2009, about 2009 or so to about early 20, to about a good length of 2014 and pitch like that. So within those hit type appeals, just being able to say this is definitely amongst like the capital type appeal within the rollout as far as like that hit type aspect kind of happens. Within pitch for us saying this break. It's raked up some good type nominees for like the Grammys 2 years in a row, so it's within pitch like that. It's not as complex that really routinely kind of happens where it appears at like the 55th and 56th or something like that within consecutive years of the Grammys pitch like that. So it's within hit type aspect. That's kind of the sort of shit that like Adele would kind of do, winning like the best selling album of like 2011 and 2012 songs that pitch amongst it. It's fairs like that. And within pitch as far as those praise can have, but within pitch for us and this hit type aspect, this particular album rollout lasted from particularly about the spring of 2011 to about the summer of 2013. So it's pitched like that. This widespread type ordeal. Pretty much when you it's definitely like a crown jewel when you think of EDM within pitch like that. One of which, obviously, a notable type one would be Nothing But the Beat, but an obvious notable type one would be Nothing But the Beat by David Guetta, but this is another central type one within that particular area, just capital typeness within that subgenre when it was in its prime years pitch like that. So hit type appeals pitch like that. So within the fray, there's a number of chart topping singles off here as well within pitch like that. Now, that's to say it's not so much full bound like number ones pitch like that, but there's a lot of top 20 singles on the Billboard 100. So a good several of these within these pitches, I'd probably say in certain type of senses, this does compete pretty heavily with like David Guetta around that time in his prime pitch for us in some of these type ones. Now, obviously it has a main spread, even though this is not exclusive to this album. Rihanna had a hit single, We Found Love, that is also on this album pitch like that. That was just a real capital. That was complete Rihanna in her prime pitch like that. I'm not going to talk about that song again, but that's obviously an anchor. If that had been exclusive to this particular album, I definitely would have said within pitch, just the automatic, just sure spread fire pitch like that. But it's within pitch as far as saying it's a close. We Found Love is definitely a white hot type Rihanna song pitch like that, but that is on her Talk That Talk album pitch like that. But within the hit type phrase as far as saying Calvin Harris did have to do with that song, so hit type pitches. The only minor unfortunate typeness in the aspect is just supposing that there would not have been like another type tune within pitch like that that would have had the similarity to We Found Love by Rihanna pitch like that. It would have been the appeal. Vicious type ferocity pitch like that, but within appeals for us saying paying attention towards within these aspects, these other type of folks and folks on here, Tiny Tempa, Ellie Goulding, particular Khalees helps out with one of these. Neo's on here, Florence. Neo's on one of these, Florence Welch, some of these type of folks within pitch like that, hit type phrase, Dizzy Rascals, so it's within pitch for us saying A.M. Marar as far as these pitch down, so it's just some hit type phrase, just with the aspect, yeah, it's several top 20 singles on the Billboard 100, so it's a large spread type deal that some of these might have been within a certain type commonplace on rhythmic type radio. Some of these are good target type music within the pitch, it just had a good ability as far as being able to not just catch at places like dance floor type bangs, late ballistic kind of late shift type fare of like 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning, but also the fray as far as places that probably would be like I think on the right day, especially like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, some of the pitches, you probably could have caught like certain type of songs that probably I would definitely say We Found Love. And I'd probably also say like Feel So Close and Sweet Nothing and probably like I might have said also Let's Go and I Need Your Love, some type pitch like that would have some hit further type appeals than pitch like that. But the hit type aspect definitely pretty capital, easily kind of main spread type appeal. This is an album that definitely is a central type 1 to 2010s pitch like that. So this is main spread main spread type appeal. In the UK, this is a dynamite type deal. This is an even larger deal with the 8 type singles. Now, a lot of these did chart pretty heavily in the United States, but in Europe, this is like one of those type ones that was just a good apple. This is definitely the talk of the town, bell of the ball in Europe for throughout like the early 2010s, pitch like that. So hit type phrase for us saying, same thing with David Guetta, but pitch like that. So there's 14 songs I'm going to talk about out of the 15 off this album with them pitch like that. Now, 5 of these particular songs are instrumentals that are just kind of more EDM type flows to them pitch like that, which is some hit type feels as far as saying there's at least 10 songs on here. There's 9 songs off here with them pitch like that I'm going to talk about that are actual songs that have artists on there as full bound with them pitch like that, but some hit type phrase. Basically, every single song off this album minus one was released as a single that has an artist on here with them pitch like that and some hit type phrase, but all 9 of these are pretty hitting. Instrumentals hit also, but Bounce is a good nice one here. It's like a good everyday kind of EDM post hour push for it to get towards here, good pitch like that. Just some Target music, but grafted into like the dance floor as far as these pitches can have, just overall hot type 1. This is a good snag for Khalees as far as these first can have kind of an uncommon type complex considering the fact that she kind of dissipated within mild type senses after about her Bossy song and hit album from 2006 as far as this first have. But sex type pitches here, just good familiar face to get back within the aspect. The Bounce definitely hit type feels. It's some good type phrase being an EDM type tune, but kind of something that you can listen to within like gas station, Target, and places like that type flair. Some of these type pitches amongst this kind of hit type phrase that this Muzak type fair with them pitch and this blue collar kind of everyday and pitch like that. That's kind of more that didn't strike me as much full bound to kind of like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, more brunch hours pitch like that. Kind of afraid of something kind of that kind of where the liquor sales are starting to ramp up. Some stuff pitch amongst this kind of the phrase of picking up like some Mike's Lemonades and like some nachos, fairs like that. So picking up like some Mike's Lemonades and some combos and pitch like that. Some of those hit type feels and bugles, good pitch like that amongst these type phrases. As far as like getting to its product, but just pitch like that, hit type feels within the aspect kind of amongst it is kind of good post hour type aspect within a hit type phrase of music type phrase. It's pitch like that, kind of getting towards the graft of heading, beelining for dance floor type phrase. Good pitch here, just nice jingle. Surprising song that I didn't realize had over 1 billion plays. I do remember this song in certain type traces from back in the day. It feels so close as far as these pros can have. It's like a solid mud house and bookstore, kind of shopping mall, kind of evening type music to get towards here. Pitch like that. Just pick up like a journal gift for a diva sense to pitch. It's kind of good, nice for get some scones and modest system fairs like that. Hit type pitch. So kind of phrase as far as saying some of these type ones are kind of EDM in places within the aspect of some of these type phrases. This just has a good candid typeness as it takes like the dance type phrase and puts it into other type markets within the pitch as far as saying not just the phrase, just like strictly kind of shake your ass type boogies, but also within pitch as far as saying some of these type products as far as just like if you're picking up like a double XL or some of the pitches, a Source magazine, some of these other type pitches, Cosmopolitan type magazine, some of the pitch amongst the aspect just shopping within more not so much to say full bound formal, but just kind of more presentable type affability within the pitch. It just outside of the normal range like dance floor type bangs where it probably would be more possibly like Aloe Black or just within the pitch. Not to say Aloe Black isn't contemporary, but just pitch Aloe Black and kind of more Avicii type fair pitch like that. Some sub ones within pitches. It's kind of more Mudhouse type contemporary pitch like that. More would be where you'd have like a coffee nearby or like a good mocha. Some sub pitch like that. It's kind of bookstore type noise. Barnes and Noble within certain type assets pitch like that. Walden Books, some sub pitch. But the aspects for saying some of that hit type fray. Pick up miss like a particular journal gift as far as it's down to something kind of now it's not as if saying that like standard diva within pitch if you pick up a journal is kind of the aspect as far as saying you seem like a smarter type chick, but the pitch just some of those type products are just some hit type phrase to make a grocery list in and fairs like that. Some of the pitches supposing Supposing you know how to write in pitches like that, but then hit type phrase, saying good nice pitches. Let's Go is another nice one that says Neo on here, and within the pitch, feels so close as Calvin Harris himself. So it's kind of pitch I didn't realize within certain type of senses that he was kind of a vocalist as well within pitch like that. It's kind of like the similar type phrase of thinking Avicii kind of was within pitch like that, even though with like the Avicii song within some of the pitches to Wake Me Up, that was actually Aloe Black on there, but it's the pitch as far as saying to some of those type pitches as far as paying attention like the phrase to this folks like Avicii and Calvin Harris and those type folks occasionally kind of lending vocals to some of these type ones. Like, I don't think David Guetta particularly did this in particular, but he might have. It's just within fair, but some of the pitch like that. But Let's Go has Neo on here, so it's like a grand dance floor kind of frolic and pattering to get towards it. It's like a grand dance floor frolic and pattern to get towards your pitch like that. Just y'all definitely need some tab ups pitch like that. Just standard miss and like a pally, something like that within those type pitches. Extra type phrase, just hosting type pitch out in the go. Let me get like the long stories as far as this pitch out and just tell me all about it. This is definitely like the fray of just not just being out within the fray for like 20 or 45 minutes since the pitch. So it's kind of probably just appreciating like the aspect of gonna be here for consecutive wild pitch like that. Get used to like the curriculum of like the particular fair, talking about the rhythms of like the ensemble music wise that's going to be on the dance floor and pitch like that. To some of these hit type ones is consistent type. Good consistent type hit repertoire and pitch like that. So some of these type ones we had definitely Neo fits on this. He had like a resurgence as well with like Give Me Everything with Pitbull, some of that pitch. So it's just good type rock, getting a follow up type tune from him. Pitch, getting a follow up type tune from him and pitches. Getting a follow up type tune from him and pitch like that hit type phrase. Another nice one off here, and a surprising type one, good hit type pitches is Will Be Coming Back pitches like that. This has example who I'm not as full-blown familiar with, but good nice pitches here within those products, like a good alt metal kind of EDM traffic and utility kind of get towards your pitch like that. It's rope like some everyday blast since the pitches, does jig soon since the pitch. So kind of product just kind of takes like vibes like Papa Roach in particular, Trapped, and some of the folks that just feels like alt metal. Some of the products that just like dredge type factor that would usually just have the fray of just roping up, getting like some McDonald's pitch like that. Some hit that phrase, just the aspect like some chore type fair with them pitches, getting the bills paid. Some of the bastards taking care of electricity bills, some pitch like that. Some of those hit type appeals of this. Picking up stanzas and products like picking up stamps with some products like that, since the Bastards in tone, hitting up, getting like another checkbook since that fair, so amidst the fray of it, but it's kind of pitch as far as saying it's kind of within the fray of whether or not the bank would be open past 5 o'clock p.m. or 3 o'clock p.m. with some of that pitch, but it's the aspect of some of those stuff phrases, it's the transit type fair, getting towards a pitch like that. Hit type pitches, but yeah, just definite jig soon since the pitches. The product of just getting like that particular fair, just chore type fair with an aspect like the alt metal type of disc passage along with them pitch like that, like the day blase, but just kind of pitch a disc, the aspect like some excitement, just get into the product. Normally within fray, usually with some of these type of songs, you probably just go home, watch the evening news, some of these type of fairs like that, cook some dinner, but it's the pitch for saying this would be some good nice product, kind of get some dance in your system, like screw it, alright, after this, I'm going to get to some product, get some hypnotic going, some pitches like that. It's not as if to say like the product like the blase is like consistent kind of just crap all it to where it's just hating things, but it's the pitch some of the stuff first to just beeline for like some good tear up with them pitches. Good nice fairs to get more songs like this in terms of like alt metal kind of just EDM kind of break free good pitch like that. Good nice idea and some of those hit type pitches. Sweet Nothing's a hitting type one as well. It's like a stellar kind of social release and Friday embrace to get towards here. It's like a definite tell me more pitch like that. Night is Young, so it's that products within it. Just get some Junior system and Galley system, Folks system, Homie systems and pitches like that. This is one of those type ones that just has like a lot of glam type factor that probably had some widespread type appeal. Some of these type ones, like particular certain type ones, like this was definitely I think I do recount a couple of these type ones in terms of like I think I do recount a couple of these type ones in terms of everyday type appeal from back in that rhythmic type flair of those particular days pitch like that. Definitely hit songs like Feel So Close and Sweet Nothing. Florence Welch is on this particular song, who I think Florence Welch is from Florence and the Machine pitch like that hit type appeals, but the aspect for saying just that Friday type appeal, just like the product of this is one of those type ones that is some music type fair. This is one of those type ones you'd probably hear a lot Thursday, Friday type fair pitch like that as far as just like the product. Alright, bullshit's taken care of. Time to get towards the product, like the release and first like that is getting towards the product of this. Diva and folks gonna meet you there. Pitch like that, just get towards the product. Just definite. Tell me more. Pitch like that. Just plenty of type fairs to just have like the unleash and pitch like that. Night is definitely young. Pitch like that. Just need to know it. Some gin type products and just isn't good pitch like that. Drinking from the bottles, the hitting type one, I think. Drinking from the bottle has tiny tempo on there. Definitely need to get to this folk with pitch like that. He's very similar to Roscoe Dash Stones that pitches this hit type phrase amongst those pretty good days. Another good Fury out of the early 2010s. It's like a good LMFAO and Pitbull kind of early 2010s City Square type jig to get towards here. Good pitch like that. It's definitely a 303 type banging sound stuff aspects of this kind of pitch. It is that consistent type Fury. The only unfortunate thing about certain aspects when you think of 2012 pitch like that is some of those type folks, like when you think of like Fun and 303 and LMFAO, some of those type folks, they kind of did not carry into 2012. They were definitely there. Owl City was another of those type ones as well that was kind of definitely the shit in 2011. Had like those Furious type ones. Cobra Starship was another one like that was supposed to be around longer, but it just kind of dissipated. There were a lot of these type folks that kind of pulled the plug pretty early. I still question what particularly happened with like LMFAO as to why they had their hiatus after the Super Bowl. It was kind of pitched as far as saying they should have definitely torn things more apart within the viciousness kind of amongst that ordeal, but this definitely has like those type vibes that continue like the Ferris, just as to how some of those type folks got sabotaged and left like a hole, left like a gaping hole within those aspects for us, like the fray, just like that hit type feel. The aspects for us in some of that type Fury, Tiny Tempo definitely hits that aspect within the appeal, like some banging toughness. Just takes right back to 2010, 2011 pitch like that. Some of these hit type feels, 2012, 2013, even good pitch like that. Definitely some 303 type feels. Definitely sexy and I know it type fair and pitch like that. Party Rock Anthem, another hit type phrase by hit folks. You make me feel and we are young, sunset pitch like that, but hit type phrase amongst it. Definitely some 303 type of feels on top of that good pitches. I Need Your Love's a hitting type one that says Ellie Goulding on here. Good nice pitches within these aspects. It's like a groovy and fluttery kind of follow up punch to light step with some. I Need Your Love's like a groovy and fluttery kind of follow up punch to light step within pitch like that. Just starrier and rosier than that particular song. Not quite as hazy and as hollow, but good nice pitches here as far as like some. Some cheerierness and more rosiness within pitch like that. Hit type glam factor within pitch like that. Just grab like some mints and coffee fairs like that. Just Starbucks kind of white noise pitch like that. Sounds like fairs. It's kind of miss the pitch of this lobby type music. Sounds like phrase. It's like the product just transit type fairs. It's kind of within the aspect. With the consistent type phrase of just courting like a standard miss like Ellie Goulding. So type products. There's definitely about 5 or 6 places that need to hear about this gab type centricness. That just give me like this part. You have to go through the motions with some of these type of sagas within pitch like that. Starbucks gets part 1. Starbucks gets part 1. Park gets part 2. Backyard gets part 3 since I pitched amongst it. Wife. Wi-Fi bar gets part 4 within some of these hit type pitch accent type phrase amongst a good pitch like that. Hit type feels most definitely pitch like that, but yeah, definitely get some standard mints, good fares like that. It's kind of pitch of easily kind of picking up peppermint mocha and some of the fares for standard miss pitch like that. Hit type phrase. It's the aspect for that particular fare. So it's kind of the pitch. The song is kind of hollow also, not in a bad way, but the pitch for saying is kind of looming type one. The looming type one with the pitch like that, but it's kind of a busy type hot, but pitch like that hit type phrase. I think the last type one out of the singles I haven't talked about the last type one I haven't talked about off the singles, off the sound pitch like that would be Thinking About You as far as these first album, which has the hit song Thinking About You has AMRR as far as this pitch counts. A good nice phrase here. It's like a rock solid music kind of evening loose and collar pitch like that within these phrases. It's like some good nice co-worker race and pitch like that in court with standard miss and just hit type pitch amongst is kind of fair within that type aspect. Just get a tonic in folks' system, your system, good fares like that. So kind of pitch, just definite co-worker race. But what I mean, The fair as far as talking about raise is the pitch of I'll raise you pitch like that in like poker type fair, but just more the pitch of just combos pitch like that. Is get to the product to spread, kind of spreading out some. It's kind of spreading and sprawling out a little bit, kicking your feet out since the pitch when the aspect and not. Social kind of outing, reclining a little bit within since the pitch amongst the aspects of those affairs. Definitely raising folks since the pitch is court and miss with some type jigs kind of pitch. This is kind of more of a healthy kind of SFW than certain touch senses kind of dance jig within these sorts of pitches, but good combo with sweet nothing since that fares and feels so close. Pitch like that, since step one. So it's kind of pitch, getting a groove on since the pitch, but kind of the aspects as far as like the phrase, just a little bit more within the aspect, kind of more 7 o'clock. Kind of more 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. pitch like that, 8:15, sounds like pitch like that, but just definitely kind of more in tonic type fare, more so than full bound Bacardi, shit face, full bound type shots pitch like that. Get the prolific type fare kind of kickstarted pitch like that. Bacardi dark and pitch like that, but just hit that phrase, more tonic type appeal, just probably gin and tonic sounds that ones like that, Coke and rum, so light rum and cokes pitch like that, hit type phrase. But the aspects for sense of this good good ballistic type aspect. The ballistic type aspect, everyday type appeal within SFW type sense and pitch like that amongst like some evening shift kind of just mingle and initial type product. There's at least one other type one I'm going to talk about within the song type format within the pitch as far as talking about the hit type phrase, that this is the only song that wasn't a single pitch like that, but Here to China's the hitting type one's like a tripped out kind of dubstep blast and freak fest to get towards your pitch like that. The shots Here to China's the nice type one's like a tripped out dubstep blast and freak fest to get towards your pitch like that. The shots up, get loud, definitely just a moist kind of fraternize as far as these pitch can happen. So particularly Here to China has Dylan Francis with Dizzy Rascals as far as these pitch can have, but this is like one of the most prolific type ones that was within the pitch for us saying if this had been released as a single, this probably would have been the most prolific in terms of like the frame. Most of these other type ones, the 8 singles that were singles, had a more presentability amongst them that were more vanilla within pitch like that, trying to centralize like the concept of getting EDM in places like Target and Walmart and such places like that, and Kohl's and pitch like that, just everyday type fare would be dance club type carnage, but just more within kind of 3 o'clock and 5:15 p.m. typeness kind of for rush hour and post hour type shopping pitch like that, kind of the phrase of picking up green beans and napkins within the phrase, just having like some boogie within certain sense. But the pitch for us, and this particular one's a real shit face type one, so it's with the aspect of saying the real tear up type fast, but it's just a good blitzkrieg type one pitch like that, definitely some dubstep blast pitch like that. Go ham. The rest of these particular type ones, Green Valley, Mansion, Iron School, and Awuga are within these type pitches, just being instrumentals, but hit type phrase recommend these as well. So Green Valley is like a druid. Green Valley is like a druid and emphatic kind of. Green Valley is like a druid and emphatic kind of venue and dance soak in to get towards here. Good pitch like that. Just grab like accommodation, sends the first is vibe check with mist, sunset products amongst the vibe check with pals on top of that. It's kind of afraid of this kind of transit type noise. It's a real good coolie and steely type song within pitch like that. Kind of appreciate like the phrase like the outing type the outing type gauze and fog within pitch like that. Just consistent DJ night type fury and pitch like that. Same thing with Mansion about this particular fair. It's a good nice one as well as like a conduit and transit kind of heating up and getting right type fair pitch like that. Definitely the drink kind of sloshing your system. Good fairs like that. Since hit type phrases, bust the meme pack out since the pitch to get to the product or dislikes and check it type fair. Just check this out pitch like that. Know your meme's really hitting right now since the pitches. Some particular type folk just post the video since the best kind of the product is some excitement going pitch like this. It's kind of re-up type fair, just the product of this. No vocals and some of these affairs, but it's this kind of pitch for the most part, but within pitch for saying this in particular. Appreciating like the noise and embellished pitch like this. This is kind of the product that like some thrills within meme type product and otherwise kind of keep the excitement going. Good pitch like that. Iron's a pretty hitting type one. This one's about as crazy as Here to China within pitch like that. Definitely some good nice fares like a late shift bonanza surf and consistent kind of electricity get towards your good pitches. It's red hot kind of relentless boogie. I'd say about this one, just definite go ham. This is just one of those type ones that just let the DJ crank and cut things for us. I'm just kind of the pitch of It's more miss the pitch of just wilding out, not really paying attention like the full bound type nest, and trying to figure out who that particular artist is on the hook and where this particular song came from. It's just kind of pitch of just consistent EDM within the Fury, just more house type music, good pitch like that. Pretty crazy type one definitely. So some of these type ones, Iron and Here to China, are definitely some of the most crazy ones on here, but it's good pitches like that. School is an affable type one as well as like a breezy kind of pink skies rope up and transit type very good pitch like that. This next daytime type moves, this kind of pitch is just something. Then the product like the song type fair is just some of those type pitches have just got done with day tasks and pitch like that. Just that gulag typeness that's more of like 2:15 and 3:15 p.m. pitch like that is kind of figuring out the drops of just what's going to happen within the product of just touching base of the house, touching base with the product of the house, feature pets, some of these type pitches when the aspect of standard hit type phrase, aspects like that, go pick up like some Fritos, good pitches, haul at some folks, definitely them pitches, get some puppy chow for standard miss, and some of these products, definitely some sweet treats, fairs like that, trail mix, trail mix and thin mints, good pitch like that amongst these hit type phrase, definitely gap with some houses, pitch like that, figure out the fair, getting towards the fair like some bullshit and time waste for us, so definitely the pitch of just some good nice day transits and collects as far as those first kind of excellent type pitches, and Awuga's a hitting type one as well as like routine kind of LMFAO prime kind of early 2010s EDM and flourish to get towards here, feeling hella right, definitely got some drink product in your system, good products like that, just get to boogie pitch like that, just dance kind of lengthy within pitch like that. So some of these hit type ones, the Carnage is definitely on here within certain type pitches when you pay attention to the right tunes. All these particular ones, including the singles, do have like that EDM type blast then pitch like that as far as like the phrase like the freak shift kind of Carnage type phrase within pitch like the ballisticness, but it's kind of fair as far as saying it keeps it more within a modernized type format as far as like the angle, just like commercial type fairs just being accommodated for every day. So these type ones like Iron, Here to China, and Awuga are kind of within pitch of this cut and loose where it's just not quite as monitored and quite as chaperone within pitch like that. So the hit type phrase for saying paying attention like the hit type product. Nails the appeal with like the ballisticness. A good nice pitches there, just kind of reminds the LMFAO ripped out of the sexy and I know it type days, and like sorry for party rocking, some stuff ones like that. Champagne showers and some of those hit type tunes like that as far as those pitch canvas with an excellent type phrase. 303 definitely fun since the folks Owl City pitch like that's a hit type phrase amongst it. This hit type feels further in that particular sound within pitch like that, so it continues that fair. Then pitch for us so 10 out of 10 album within pitch like that. We Found Love, of course. The only song I'm not going to talk about off here is a very capital type Rihanna song pitch like that. Just that further type phrase. Rihanna was humongously on point around that time in 2011, so this hit type phrase for us it's a real inspired type one pitch like that, but she continued that particular staple. She had plenty of other type ones pitch like that, but some banner typeness. The only unfortunate aspect is just the fact that there's not a new Rihanna song that possibly could have been done pitch like that, but still some hit type feels. She was definitely in her prime around this time pitch like that, but hit type phrase for I was saying. So within product 10 out of 10 albums, Social Score gets a 10 out of 10 as well, obviously with the pitch of this getting 8 singles and pitch like that, just the widespread type appeal, this EDM music in its prime, plenty main spread type ones, definitely several top 20 singles in America as well, not just Europe but also America within these pitches, so plenty of those type products. Everyday type appeal, very stretchy and pitch like that, just these aspects of kind of centralizing like the concept of getting to target type music with dance type formats, the kind of pitch of going to target but kind of wanting to shake your ass a bit within pairs like that as far as these pitch can have and get towards the park like some dance type moves and jigs, being able to listen when you're clocked in at work and pitch like that. So, being able to listen to some dance type music when you're clocked in at work and pitch like that gets you the product like some dance floor type craziness. Definitely the fact it's a carnivorous type balance. Definitely the pitch of appreciating some of these stuff as it is juggling SFW and NSFW within pitch like that. So nails it appeals as far as getting towards that fair. Definitely the velocity pretty fiery within pitch like that. Some recognizable names: Florence Welch, Khalees, Neo, Tiny Tempa. Ellie Goulding, Example, Dylan Francis, Dizzy Rascal, some of these folks, A.M. Marar and Rihanna as far as these hit type appeals going to happen, and Nicky Romero as far as these hit type appeals going to get towards. So a good pitch like that. So capital type Allen, 10 out of 10 within the social score and pitch like that. Just bookstore type songs, coffee shop type songs, pitch like that. Plenty of these type phrases, dance floor varieties, Target and Walmart type music, and Kohl's and Starbucks type music pitches like that. Some of these hit type phrases, gas station type music, plenty of these type phrases, good luncheon type fare and other type pitches like rush hour and post hour. Rush hour and post hour, so good pitch like that. So in terms of the future, like Calvin Harris is the least dropped an album as recent as like the summer of 2024. It's good, nice blistering type pitch. It's It's good, nice blistering type pitches, fares like that. So it's within pitch as far as getting. It's within the wicked pitch as far as saying getting some further of these type ones. I'm definitely going to get to more Calvin Harris down the road within pitch like that. Some hit type appeals that just getting towards the wickedness with another type phrase. But this is capital type 1, very white hot and in its prime within these sorts of pitches. I think there's definitely some further type 1s that had Calvin Harris in his prime playing these type pitches. I think a 2014 album and some late 2000 type 1s as well pitch like that. We're definitely going to get to more of these in the pitch like that. But this is a real capital. It's real capital and stretching kind of seminal type album out of 2010s type era, definitely in general.